single seamless journey. In the eighth session, Mr. Shubham Gulati, sir, then brought in the refreshing dimension by talking about emotional intelligence and soft skill in digital customer service. While technology provides speed, convenience, he reminded us that customers still crave empathy, patience, and genuine care. Together, both the sessions deliver a strong message. Technology may set the stage, but its empathy and trust creates lasting customer relationships. Now let's get ready because we are about to welcome a powerhouse of talent, experience, and inspiration. It's none other than Mr. Saf Riaz Ansari. He is someone who has written his success story across multiple industries like FMCG, food, beverages, lifestyle, and now automobiles. A man who has worked with some of the most iconic brands of India like PepsiCo, Britannia, Raymond, Mrs. Bector's Food Specialty, Cremica and English Oven, and TVS Motors. His journey is a true example of passion meeting performance. Currently, Sir is serving as the territory manager at TVS Motor, driving through dealer management and distribution excellence in Bhopal. But his past achievements are equally inspiring. As regional manager at Mrs. Bector's Food Specialty Limited, he held an incredible team of around 109 professionals covering eastern UP markets like Prayagraj, Varanasi, Gorakhpur, Ayodhya, Sultanpur, Gonda, Balia, and many more, ensuring deep market penetration and strong brand visibility in the competitive FMCG world. His earlier roles include area sales manager at Raymond's, where he handled GTM and trade marketing of FMCG products. Senior area sales executive at Britannia Industry, where he sharpened his expertise in distribution and channel growth, and customer executive at PepsiCo Varun Beverages, where he began shaping his journey in sales and customer excellence. Truly, he has experienced the sales battlefield from grassroots execution to strategic leadership. Looking towards Sir's Academy, that is equally accomplished, holding a Master's of Business Administration in Marketing and Finance from ICC MRT Lucknow and a Bachelor of Commerce from prestigious University of Allahabad. He has further enriched his learning with certifications from IIM Lucknow and IILM Academy, proving that true leaders never stop learning. And today, he is here to not just join us as corporate leader, but as true thought leader. He will be speaking on topic that is deeply relevant in today's digital driving business landscape. That is ethical issue and regulatory compliances in digital marketing. In a world where digital marketing is the heartbeat of every brand, understanding its ethic dimensions and regulatory framework is crucial. And who better to guide us through this than someone who has lived, breathed marketing excellence across industries? So let's raise the energy in this virtual room, give him a big round of applause, and extend a warmest welcome to the inspiring and dynamic person, Mr. Saf Riaz Ansari, sir. Sir, we request you to kindly join us now.
Thank you, Akshay. Thank you for a lovely introduction. It's making me a nostalgia to feel back and what I have done. It means that I have done something to listen here. First of all, I would like to thank the United Institute of Management, Dr. Manmohan Mishra sir, Dr. Ajay, Dr. Arpit Gupta, and Professor Humaira. They contact me to interact with on this topic. So let's start without wasting our time. I hope uh, my screen is visible. Just give me a minute.
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Uh, so today we are covering the topic, the ethical issue and regulatory compliance in digital marketing. A prayer focus on automobile segment and FMCG, a loop in a whole while, but concern for many. So what we will cover today, we start with covering the what is the basic digital marketing landscape overview. Digital marketing, I go through the last 3 to 4 sessions, which already done in this session of ATAL. So many people are explain what is digital marketing and all. So after that, covering the digital marketing, we will cover the key ethical challenge in digital marketing. What are the challenges facing by the digital marketer and marketing for the current scenario what we are facing. Then we'll cover the regulatory framework and compliance of requirement. What are the regulatory are working on that today at global level as well as in India level. Sector specific issue like in automobile industry, what are they facing today? What the issues are occur in automobile segment, how the consumer are facing and what the manufacturer are facing today. So we will cover also that topic. Then we will cover the next topic on related to the FMCG sector, what the FMCG are practicing are doing, and what they are doing for their products, person and consumer. And we will also cover the best practices and solution, and further we will look the recommendation and outlook what we have. The best practices are done in industries. Digital marketing and landscape and overview. So just a simple thing, the what is digital marketing? Digital marketing is the use of internet connection with some of the internet devices or electronic devices towards the market to capture. So in simple language, the digital marketing is the key factor or key term which use to explore their products towards marketing from one place with globally. With the help of digital marketing, we will cover the whole world. So understand the digital marketing, what is the market size and the global research, and what are evidence on consumable research. We will get on this topic. So just move on the market size and global research. July 2025, essential headline, the data is showing that 8.3 billion people are using the population. The total population of the world is 8.3 billion, and 58.3 are living in urbanization. Beside in the total population, 8.23 billion, and unique mobile subscriber 5.76 billion. The total the person using the mobile phone. They are directly indirectly in the form of CDMA phone or GSM phone or 3G 4G. The total user of the mobile which are using for by the is 5.76 billion, which is 70% of the total population of the world. Individual using of internet 5.65 billion, means 68.7% of population of whole world is using the internet. Just imagine how the accessibility of the digital marketing and what are the uh, uh, it is beyond any traditional marketing. The reach is 5.6 billion population, because what we are using, what we are telling, all the things are covered by our device. It is fact data that Google Android is capturing our day-to-day life of tracing. So the reach is 5.65 billion, which have the internet connection. Social media user identification 5.41 billion, which is 66.7% of the total population are using the social media. It is a fact data which is meltwater sources. Before going the forward, I think each and everyone here we are using the social media in form of direct or indirect basis. We can use it in the form of Meta. We can use also in the form of Instagram. TikTok is also banned in India. We can also use in the form of LinkedIn. LinkedIn data is also in a social media, but in a professional way. Then use of social media for work activities. The social media which are today including in a work activity, the percentage of social media use, you can say that the use of social media for the work related activity, only work related activity, the social media use in different form of the factors. Uh, the data is clearly showing that uh, age group of 16 to 24, female percentage is 34.5 and male percentage is 36.5. Just see the data and randomly the percentage of social media user will is increasing at that the age is increasing, the user media social media users is also increasing. At the age of 35 to 44, the female percentage is at peak level 42.4 and male level is 45.2, which is showing that at the maturity comes in a life, the use of social media is also these days are increasing. Uh, Company with the over of 10 billion in the net worth ad revenue worldwide in 2025. Just see the data. The users is increases. The population is covering all the together. Uses the social media. Day by day increasing. That user is increasing day by day. That the way parallelly the revenue is also increasing. Just see the right hand side. The Alphabet, the parental company of a Google and YouTube, is making year per year $209 billion per year the revenue. It is more than the Ambani net worth. If we together the Ambani and Adani, is only the Alphabet the company is earning a year 209 billion. Just see the massive amount how they are earning. The major source of Alphabet is earning is Google. $189 billion they are earning a year through their ad revenue, which is covering through this, just like they're covering the data like your in map, email, Instagram, no, not Instagram, email, geotagging, and number of the activities which we are doing together. The Google is capturing that data and use for their ad revenue. Only further we will discuss also how much the Google and Facebook charge for that without knowing using our data. They can charge by the different regularities. YouTube earning 90.42 billion. When we scroll today's days, we are doing we saw the reel and scroll. Randomly some ads are coming. That the ad which are coming according to our lifestyle, according to our activity, what we have already select in past, or actually the what the cookies and what the history we are searching in the form of mobile phone. According to that, they're showing the ad. Have you ever imagine we are talking about traveling to Dubai or traveling to Goa. Randomly, you saw the ad of Make My Trip and another company ad through your mobile phone while scrolling the data or while scrolling the reels and all, because Google is showing according to our preference. So they are running from there. Meta, same as Google is working as same as Meta is also working. Facebook, Instagram, they are running. Meta is earning $183 billion, approx $183.8 billion per year through the ad revenue. Amazon is also earning 69.3 billion per year. There is also some of the companies are listed there. By ByteDance, formerly known as the TikTok, banned in India, but worldwide they are working. $60 billion they are earning. Alibaba, one of the Chinese major company in online marketing, they are earning up to 42.3 billion. So Microsoft, Tencent, Apple, and of the company, they're earning more than $10 billion per year through the ad, which they are getting through digital marketing or ad generation. Evidence and consumer reach. Just see the data left side. The desktop ad spend about to peak as mobile ads show. The Statica data showed from 2011, the desktop ad which we have seen desktop is $30 billion. Or in mobile, there is only $2 billion. But when gradually they move from 2011 to 2027, it is equivalent up to, there is a difference between, yet there is a difference of uh, desktop version and ad shows and mobile version. But in 2017, there is only a difference between of $3 billion, which is showing that the use of mobile phone is increasing, and the manufacturer and the companies are targeting the mobile consumer easily as comparison to desktop. uh, Snapshot of consumer has universal reach till 2025. Just see the data. The internet user is, I already told, 5.65 billion, 69% of global population online. Mobile subscriber is 5.76 billion, 70% of the population versus, with smartphone, they are 87% of device. Means the total percent of the population are using uh, mobile phone. As comparison, 87% are using smartphone. They have Android, Apple. Japan is using the Kirin's version of software that which is not in India, but they are using social media user 5.1 to 5.2 billion population. 65% of population are using, of the total world population, are using the social media direct in form of any, and number of the social media application are available today's days. People are using Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, Snapchat, TikTok, Line, and etc. There's a number of the social media platform available. Uh, I'm also saying one of the things, while making this presentation, I got that for elite class of people, they are using RAN. Anyone is here? Listen, what is a social media which is RAN? RAN is the elite class of people social media. It is elite class of people of Instagram. The top class of cricketer are there. The top class of Bollywood actors are there. The top class of politician person are there, because it has the connect. It has subscription model. The only one person, the person who got the invitation from the particular app, only they have joined. Other person are not allowed to join that community because they are not elite. So just think that if elite people are using a elite social media, then the what type of ad are running there? They are offering private yachts, private jet. The ad is also running there, but the ad cost is too high, and the ad product is so much high at cost. They are offering private jet, yachts, uh, some of the watches, which is cost is too much high. Luxury watches, luxury product, luxury fashion clothes. The Parada owners is also there. So these things is going on in current scenario, in current market. Platform concentration, I already told, the Google, Meta, Amazon together capturing 50% of the market ad revenue. Means the only three major giant, the Google, Meta, and Amazon, is capturing 50% of the market today. Recently, on 22 of September, there is launching of the Great Indian Festival in Amazon. Parallelly, Flipkart is also launching in India Big Billion Day. and number of the ads are going through in these days through in YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, every platform. They are also using the traditional method. Right now, I'm in a Chhatarpur traveling with some company purpose, but I see the hoarding of Flipkart Big Billion Day in Chhatarpur. So they are just capturing through each and every person through n number of the sources which are. But the basic, the easier way is through mobile phone. Time spent online 6 hour 38 minute average day with the 2 hour of 21 minutes day on social media. It is the data showing that the person which are using social media approx 2 hour 21 minutes are they are spending in each day in social media, whether it is form of Instagram, Reels, Facebook, LinkedIn, and number of the things are doing through the social media. The man are spending these days. What is the challenges headed in consumer reach or evidence today? First, the major thing is privacy and consent. Privacy. When you are opening any link in what you like in Instagram or what in any number of the platform, what you like, and just open the link. When you open the link, you get the cookies, a cookies of consent. Without knowing, without reading anything, we just okay, dikha do, just show me. So the privacy and consent is very much important today. That it is biggest challenge in for consumer. Without knowing, they are giving the okay and confirmation. Data tracking across the devices. I already told you what we are doing, what we are uh, doing in the phone, in searching the mobile phone. They are tracking us. They are tracking us in each and every form. There is a live tracking device. So manipulated target is also a very concerned topic, because manipulated target, they are manipulating. There is a very famous incident in past with the Coca-Cola brand. They're using a high sugar which increase the calories, and it is also increasing the sugar patient in America as well as in India also, because the consumption rate is very high. So today they are manipulating by presenting us a zero calories or zero sugar Coke. That means you get the taste, but same like the past one which have the sugar, but they are using with some of the zero sugar stevia, tulsi leaves. What the formula I don't know, but they are using some alternative for the sugar. So that is manipulating to the targeting audience. With the health benefits, they are showing that it is zero, but they have fizz, but they have carbonate soft drink, which are also same concern for the consumer before. So that's why we are saying before eating and eating anything packet food, just see the label, what the ingredients are there. Market power and monopolistic practice. Market power means market. I already told you 5.7 billion population are using mobile phone, and 87% of the population of using mobile phone is smartphone. So just see the reach. 70% of the total population is the reach. That is the market power. And monopolistic approach is Google, Meta, Amazon. These three big giants are capturing the 50% of the digital marketing revenue. So they have a monopolistic approach. Another example of monopolistic approach is the Great Indian Sales. With the limited time value, they're offering a some amount of the particular product. As after the particular time has done completed, then they will offering you increasing the price, because the product is available only at that platform. One of the example I will giving you that OnePlus mobile phone, they have exclusive right to sell in Amazon in online. If you want to see in another platform, you will get, but at a higher price. But they have only the authority to sell in Amazon. Exclusive. As same as Apple. When they are launched in India, they have exclusive right with Flipkart. So they have monopolistic practices. A mental and health and addictive design. Basically, if you increase the uses of mobile phone day and night, just scrolling the data, scrolling, it will make a concern in your health. And it is also make you addictive because they are providing you a limited deals, limited offers. You just search, research, and scroll the data, and you will get addictive to comparison the one price from one place to another place. So it is also a concern. Why why ethics matters in digital marketing? It is very important topic. Why ethics matter? Because consumer trust is the more important thing, and it impact for the company. That's why company has taken the feedback from the different platform. They use the digital also. They use a traditional way also. 84% of consumers saying that they must have shared the value with the brand before buying. It is a huge number. 84% means if 100% person are going to buy, consumer 100% 100 people are consumer, then 84 consumer must share value with the brand before going to buy. Is this Edelman data which is showing that the consumer who trust a brand are far more likely to try a new product and stay loyal. Means consumer, those who believe in a brand are far more likely to try a new product and stay loyal. Uh, in digital marketing, there is not an impulse buying. Means when you're going to try to buy anything from online, you must have you are going to research that particular product. What is the features of that product? What are the ingredient of that product? How durability of that product? You just go through the a proper research. Consumer will pay more for ethical and sustainable offering. PwC 2024 Voice of Consumer found a consumer are willing to pay an average of 9.7% premium for sustainable product goods, a direct revenue upside for ethical position. The recent example I am giving through a Flipkart Big Billion Day, they are offering 69,000 bucks iPhone 16 Pro, but they it is not for all. When the sale is starting on 22nd, so there is a rush, server crash and all the things. So they introduce a passes of 5,000 rupees for a confirmation of that particular product. In 16th of September, recently, when they introduced the passes, in 1 hour, the 15,000 passes are sold. The 15,000 of iPhone 16 Pros are already booked. So it is showing also in recent scenario, the consumer will pay more for ethical and sustainable offering. Privacy and data mishandling and extremely cost. The company will pay more for their privacy. Recently in 2022, Ola server is hacked by one of the Indian hacker, and they show the loophole. What are the loophole? So they are hire that hacker for maintaining their data and privacy. The global cost of data breach is in a million. IBM cost of data breach reports of global average found $4.9 million in 2024. It is a huge cost to save the data. Also, in right hand side, when you see my employer is the most trusted relationship in a chart of Elderman infographics, 75% is a my employer. Means the company is hiring that particular thing, the my employer, which is trusted in digital marketing for doing the ad and research. 57% in NGO, 56% in a business, direct business they are doing 56%, or 48% trusted they have for government, and 47% for media. As an Indian, we are also don't trusted in our media. So it is clear showing that 75% people are trusted for my employer. What they are hired for third party. They are trusted. The company is trusted for third party. The company, those company which is hiring the third party, they trusted them more than NGO, business, government, and media, because they have professional relationship towards the company. Company will pay for that. Strong relationship with my employer around the world. Just see the data, right hand side below, the changes. It is clear showing that the different country has what a relationship with my employer. The topmost country is Indonesia, and the year to year change is also is zero. Means Indonesian's company, Indonesian consumer will trust their my employer in zero, within 1 year. While see the data of India in below side, the Indian people, the Indian consumer need to trust at least 3 years in any brand. As an Indian, we need a 3 year to trust any brand. The least trusted country is Korea, then South Korea, sorry, then followed by Japan, Russia, Russian, Spain, France. Turkey need a 6 year. The consumer of Turkey need a 6 year to trust any brand through social media or through digital. So the global average is 75%, and the globally average is for 2 year need consumer to cover or to trust that particular brand, and they have a relationship with my employer. Trust is very important factor. As an Indian, we never touch to each and every and any company, because we use that product, taste that product, feel that product, then we believe, okay, acha, it is good or bad. Uh, Business risk of unethical practice. What is the risk factor for doing unethical practice? The different country have a different average total cost for data breach. Means the country they have spending for their safety purpose of data, how much cost they have to save a data. According to Statista of survey 2018, the United States is spending 7.91 million, while Brazil is the least. The US is spending the more cost to save, to make the privacy for a good for business. While India is only spending $1.77 million, it is showing that the country is how much concerned about their data, and data is the future. Now, before 10 years, it is not possible to gather here, sit and just take a class or take any presentation through the internet. There is a possibility of through Skype and all, but the cost is too much high. The subscription of that, the only the top companies have uh, subscribed that Skype product through Microsoft. But nowadays it is too much cheap because the data is spread everywhere. The consumer is also increasing. The users of social media, the users of mobile phone, smartphone, day by day increasing. So if the consumer is increasing, so the data is also increasing. So country needs to spend more to save their data and privacy, because privacy is the most important thing for the each and every consumer. Just go, I will further explain you how you will go and check that, test by yourself how the data your spread. The hard cost of data breach, just like one out of one saying that ignite data is showing that in right hand side, the hard cost of data breach, in 1000 file, one file is always stolen. It is showing that in 1000 file, 1000 file, one file is always stolen. And in US spending $148 of cost to risk expose 1 TB of data. Yearly, it is $1,29,324. Means if data sizes increases, the cost will also increases. Approx $1 million of average cost for each and every company are spending towards in US to save data and privacy. That is a huge amount. As an Indian, if we are calculating, then it is a huge amount, $1 million. So before choosing any data or before just randomly going to surf internet, you must secure your privacy. You must secure your cookies also. Not randomly just provide them okay, because it is sharing your data to their buyer. In recently, the one of the famous show in India, the Shark Tank in India, one random guys come and say that they have number of 80% of the total population of India at a cost of 5,000 rupees. It is showing that the data in India is also not safe. So the organization are spending more and more to secure the data, because if the customer is loyal, they are willing to pay 10%, approx 9.7% more premium subscription for their loyal brand. So the company is going to save that data. There are some example. Trust impact by industry. How much the trust impact by the industries? FMCG means the consumer how much trusted in that particular industry for the data breach or data privacy. Social media covers all the social media, 15.3% only the trust. While technology firm IT segment has the more trusted, 30.6% people are trusting the IT firm. In FMCG and automobile segment, also the people are trusted. They trusted that their data will never leak. not given to any Tom, Dick, Harry. Their example, legal penalties and fine. FTC is the federation for US up to 50,120 per violation. CCPA, Consumer Central Consumer Protection Act, 2005, 2.5K to 7.5K per violation. COPA for European Union, they are charging 50K per violation, $50 per K. Recently, they charged the TikTok 5.7 million because they are sharing their data to China. So, brand reputation damage. United Airlines lost $1.4 billion. 60% of crisis hit the brand don't fully recover. In USA, United Airlines, they issue a credit, the passes, lifetime passes. Very famous incidents. So one of the smart guy purchased that passes. The passes cost is 1 lakh American dollar at that time. When they travel a 20 year through that particular passes, the airlines calculate the cost and get that the person fly more than 3 lakh dollar. So they stop their passes. The person get the pass and go to court and make a claim through court that they issue a lifetime free flight pass, and they now this time after 20 years they didn't allow me to fly. So the court write a favor for the consumer and make a 1.8 or 1.9 million dollar charges. I'm exactly at the number is I don't know right now, but they make a charge and also told the airlines you till the end of his life he will fly with your airlines or instead paying a 0 cent, a 0 rupees, a 0 cent. So that make a big hit to United Airlines and lost their share and make a crisis after getting the 1% prediction in their favor. So many people are coming and make a charges. So brand reputation damaged and in decline. Toyota incurred 3.2 billion in sale loss in legal cost. There is a very famous case also in a Toyota in Japan. Boycott and CSE inflation, Bud Light drops the sales of 26% market value in a hit brand now pay $29 per new customer, up to 222% in 10 years. Regulatory investigation timeline. SEC investigation 1 to 5 year plus. FCA in UK investigation 2.5 to 2.8 year average recently. Sometimes it's less than 16 months. So the regulatory they charges because the data is leaking. TikTok also get the fine through COPA $5.7 million because they violation their rule of that particular country. That's why India is also banned at TikTok. It is not banned because Kariminati and a number of YouTuber make a boycott. No, India is banned because TikTok it is leaking data through China. The server is TikTok is available in China, and Chinese government have a right to invade any data, any of the particular data and privacy of that particular company which are producing in which is his which home country is or headquarters is in China. So they have right because so that's why Indian government banned TikTok, not for Kani Minate and another war for TikTok and YouTube war. No, That's also impacting revenue of government, but the the privacy is more important than revenue. In Indian edition, which are some expensive in India, 19.5 crore average which cost in 24, which is increasing 39% since 2010. Means it is rise from 19.5 crore to 22 crores in 2025. Indian government is also making charges and all, if any unfair practices which are done by these companies. Reputation and loyalties are at stake. Collateral damage, downtime, lost user brand, lost 49%. Just give me a minute. My voice is audible. Please, anyone confirm?
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible.
Actually, there is a power cut in Chhatarpur, so I think
I can understand.
reputation and the loyalty are at stake. Collateral damage, downtime, loss of user brand, then brand harms. 45% to 44% of Indian would pay more for the data protection, and the 42% are such as switch post page. Means approx 44% of the people are willing to pay more to save his data. Low privacy awareness and long recovery risk. People don't know. Actually, people don't know. According to DP Act, 69% of the people are don't know. Unaware of constant withdrawal suggest prolonged regulatory security will be costly and disruptive. They don't know. They don't have any idea regarding how to save the data. One of my recently incident happened in my family, friends. 61,000 rupees they have charged to because they are seeing the Instagram and they want to buy a David Putra bike for his child and they pay us premium of through online 4,000 for booking that bike. And randomly they get the call, sir, your bike is ready. They send some videos and pictures that your bike for your son is David Putra is ready. So they send at 29,000 rupees. Then the courier man is a call coming from courier man or courier that your bike is available. You just share the final payment and we will deliver your bike. So he sent a 30,000 more. Approx 61 to 60, 65,000 rupees they spent. And after spend, share the screenshot that they have done all the payment. They get nothing. It is totally scam. So they don't know how to contact the right person, how to check the payment system. They don't know how. The Indian consumer are very sweet. Means 70%, approx 70% of people are don't know. They are very straightforward their life. So just they scan the QR and pay. One of the recent also I want to share the example a fake payment system in Paytm. There is an app of fake. There is an app for making a fake payment. The same the same give a notification. They say give same a message of voice message that you have made a payment of rupees and rupees of 100 or what n number of the what you have to pay. So they show the shopkeeper. Okay, at the night time when the shopkeeper is balancing their sheet and making the just checking the balance, they get nothing. They got nothing because they don't know how to check. It is very common. AIM service remained disrupted for seventh straight day. AIM aligned ransomware attack on the its server. It is also very some famous case. Well, core ethical issue in digital marketing. When you're talking about the core ethical issue in digital marketing, there are n number of the example are available, which is recently, which I have done already had done in this recent The famous example of AIMS, the famous example of UPSRTC, UP bus service, UP is suspended for the more than 15 days. So the AIMS servers remain, and the hacker is just want to some amount to recover that data. So it take a week. The government resolve that issue because there is an attack from the out of India to hack that data. UPSRT's ticket is data is also hacked, suspended their e-ticket, and they said you can go and take the manual ticket through conductor or through, because they are hacked. Another famous example I want to share with you all. Uh, there is a uh, Rapido Rapido incident. Consumer Authority slapped 10 lakh rupees of fine on Rapido for misleading ad unfair trade practice. The CCPA, the Consumer Authority Protection, the Central Consumer Protection Authority of India, they penalized the 10 lakh rupees to the Rapido because they are making a false commitment. Guaranteed auto in 5 minutes or you get 50. बहुत फेमस लोग होता कि 5 मिनट में ड्राइव पाओ या 50 रुपए पाओ. सो तो उनको 10 लाख रुपए का फाइन हुआ बिकॉज one of the consumer go to the code and saying that I didn't get the ride in 5 minutes. So Rapido will pay a 10 lakh rupees of fine to that particular person and change the slogan. So core ethical issue in digital marketing is first we will cover the privacy and data protection. I already discussed the 45% of 45% of global violation in digital marketing are related to the privacy. Famous example, I've also given you a TikTok, IBM is spending. India is also 22 crores cost increase from 19.5 to 22 crores. Misleading advertisement, I already explained misleading and advertisement of Rapido. But one of the famous, I will also share with you, Nestle. Nestle fined $85 million in 2023. They are claiming the health claim on the baby products. Why they are charging? The incident has done through Nestle because one of my friends are working with Nestle as a key account manager in North. So she shared with me that Nestle has charged fine $85 million in 2023. Why? Because they are misleading the ad of health claim that their Maggie has 100% data. When you see the ingredient of, and it is not about the Nestle, it is about for n number of the company. What you are consuming in FMCG or in any product, what you are consume to take the taste, or they are claiming that just take the example, one of the famous company, I don't want to take the name, but the brand name is real. They're mentioning the 100% real. So the brand name is real. They are mentioning that they're 100% pure. But when you see the ingredient, they are already written 10% mix, 20% mix, 80% mix of real and water. There are so many brands in India which are selling these things, like coconut water. Just see the mixture. They are claiming that they are 100% Polachi origin coconut, but they are not. So that is a violation and misleading advertisement they are making. So the authority has, from after the Act of IT Act 2023, they are going to see an analysis that data, and day by day the ad is improving. They are mentioning that no, only we have a 6% and 7% of concentrate in particular water, or we have a flavored drink, coconut flavored drink. I don't want to take a label. It will be a little bit violation of the brand. Third, targeting vulnerable audience. They're targeting how they're targeting 50% of the violation involves children, elderly people, and addiction. One of the famous example I just also want to add a green tea. They are claiming without exercise, without anything, you get fit. Your tummy get back in a shape. So there is an example, green tea sahi hai. They are claiming no exercise, no need, but you take a green tea 3 to 4 times without dieting and all, you will get in a shape. 89% of food and drinks ads children see online promoting unhealthy product. Definitely, it is very dangerous thing. According to WHO report 2023, 89% of food and drinks are ads children are seeing online. Below the age of 16, 17, when they are seeing in a if scrolling and seeing the reel, they get the ad and see the that drink which is uh, you don't give to Red Bull a 12-year of children because it have a caffeine, it have a so many energy drink have so many of ingredients to just stimulate your metabolism, just give a instant kick. So the ad are running without knowing that who are seeing the ad. So 89%, it is a major number. 89% of the food and drinks ads children are seeing online, which is unhealthy products. Some of the famous company in India, they hire one of the cricket celebrities and they offering that the product has unfry. The celebrity name is Virat Kohli, but at a time they correct their ad and run. They give the change their line from unfry to multigrains chips. TikTok was fined 345 million in 2023 for illegally targeting children data. I already told you that European Union charge a TikTok because they are targeting children to see the ad which is not for them. So regulatory framework. What are the regulatory are working to protect us globally and Indian specific regulation in Indian region? So GDPR, European Union is working for European Union, CCPF working for California, COPA is working for US, LGPD is working for Brazil. So recently they have one of the very famous incidents with Mark Zuckerberg in a European Union and explanation how the Meta is working and how the Meta is sharing their data towards the clients. How when you add a make a ad through Facebook and go and select the region. There is option to selecting the region. There is also option to select the male, female, and then they are showing the option to select the field, which field you want to run this ad, travel, sport, food, hygiene, and number of things. So means that they are targeting that particular audience is only showing that ad. So European Union GDPR fined them $20 million of 4% of global turnover. So Meta was fined 1.2 because 4% of the global turnover in 2023. I already told you TikTok and YouTube prohibited in US because they are showing the under 13 without the parental consent, the ad. So they are fined a millions of violation. In India region, we see IT Act 2000 amendment penalty up to 25 lakhs. As comparison to the globally, we are very less fine structure in our country. Consumer Protection Act 2019 provided misleading ad ensured the accountability. It is very good act. It protect the consumer towards the misleading ads. ASCI guidelines 2021 update. Strict rule on influencer disclose. There is a mandatory towards the sponsors, towards the runner, ad runner, towards the influencer also. There is strict guideline in 2021 updated. If the consumer will found any defectively any defect or any harmful activity towards the products while purchasing an ad, they consider that particular ad, so they will claim towards them. One of the very recent case I will share with you. They're one of the very famous Indian celebrity. I don't want to take the name. They fine in 2022 or 21 because they are promoting a very prestigious, a very luxurious institute in India. I don't know that institute is right now where, but they are promoting them. So code and find them. Digital Personal Data Protection Act, DPDPA. Indian Landmark Privacy Law. Fine up to 250 crores per violation for misusing of consumer data. That this act is protect us. This act actually this act is needed in India very much because the company and the another thing another influencer are violating the fines because the amount is only 25 lakh. But this from Digitally Personal Data Protection Act, they have a fear and they must be fear regarding to misleading the data. So I think you know this person, very respectable person. He is our IT minister, Mr. Ashwini Vaishnav. They present their act in parliament to protect us. It is very good act. Further data privacy and consent. Data privacy and consent key facts and trend. 82% of Indian consumers say personal data protection is the most crucial factor in building the trust in brand. Definitely, more than 82% of the population of India saying their personal data protection must be crucial. They know their data is not safe, but they will be share while buying that thing anything. 87%, that is a huge statement that 87% of Indians believe that their personal data already leaked. While if 100 people are buying online through digitally, they believe that 87% of in 87 people they believe that their personal data already leaked. Which is a standard local circle the news is happening. I'll also share that link. Over in 80%, 87%, 50% say that they include Aadhaar and PAN card also. That is a major number, 50%. Because India is not a small country. 1.4 billion population. If we are using 35% people are using internet digitally marketing. So it is a huge number. 60% of Indian consumers are aware of their right under the Digital Personal Data Protection Act. Oh, I will also share one of the famous DPDPA acts. If you are buying through online any food and that food will not come into your home, you will raise your complaint, you will get that money in your account. They also giving an option for the wallet for the coupon discount, for the passes, but there is also a one right is you get that amount directly through their account, the native accounts which you made the payment. 44% of consumers are willing to pay more for service that prioritize data protection. I already told you in previous slide that 44% of consumer will willing to pay, and they are willing to pay more 10%, 9.7% more than the price because they want to save their data. State organized privacy practice 52% experience a data breach in last 5 years. 82% believe that company are not fully transparent about the data handling. That's true. Only 18% of the person which are buying the online, they believe that the data is transparent. Otherwise, 82% are believe that data is not transparent. 39% have a dedicated data privacy office. Means if 100 companies are working in a country, only 39 they have a data privacy office. I'm proudly saying that I'm working with organizations like TVS. They have a data privacy office, a dedicated team to protect the consumer data. 44% lack proactive incident response strategy. Additional insight stats on data privacy. 66% of consumer willingness to share the data for better experience. 66% of Indian consumer are willing to share the personal data online for more than a personalized shopping experience. 76 are concerned about the data privacy when the shopping via social media, even through 58% still make a purchases there. This is simply showing that the 58% still make a purchase without the consent that their data is leaked or not leaked. 76 are concerned about their data. So, but they make a mistake and they just click online because they want unlimited deals also. So many wrong practices are done through the consumer while purchasing the product. It is it is concern over how company use that data. 57% of Indian consumer worry about how the company are using their personal data. This is the highest level in the Asia Pacific region. While comparison to in the Asia Pacific region, the Indian consumer, 57% of Indian consumer is high because they are worried because while we comparison to other nation, the percentage rate of worry is high in India. The China, even uh, Thailand and Vietnam is also less than our as comparison while India. So it is reform, it is changes day by day and more awareness programs run through the government, through the company, through the to cover it. Brand need to do more. 53% of Indian believe companies should do more to protect their online privacy rights. That's true. It is not 53%. In my opinion, it is more than 53%. But according to BMI report, it is 53% that Indian believes companies should do more protect their online privacy rights. Privacy perception in retail. 58% purchase via social media, but concern persisted. 76% are wary of privacy and data users on this platform. Over 66% are open to sharing the data for better personalization, but only if their privacy is respected. That's true. I'm also sharing my personal data through online while buying any product if my privacy is respected. It is the one of the best example is while you purchasing your anything online, the online outlet or online platform provide you a safety for payment gateway. They save your credit card, they save your data. They never share with anyone because that credit cards or debit card details are saved. It is only used according your where consents are there when you have to go there and purchase for yourself only. Then the cards are already saved. Consent awareness key site. Only three of India's top websites complete with the user consent rules. Matlab, in when we comparison the top 50 websites which are running in right now, only three have taking the consent rules. They are following only three out of 50. Only three companies are following the consent rule. 76% of Indian consumers are concerned about their data privacy while shopping on social media, despite 58% making purchase there. 76% of the people are concerned, but in 76, there are 58 are also making the purchase there. They have a fear that their data will be shared, but they will be going to buy because there is a limited deal. There is limited offer in big billion day and Great Indian Festival. The date is the date. The limited offer will vanish if they are not going to buy. So this type of practice is also going there. 53% of Indian believe company need to do more to protect online privacy rights. Or they already in previous slide I said that 53% of Indian needs. A few American refuse the cookies. Just see the a survey in 2021 August. No, sorry, in July 21 to August 21 through the Statista Consumer Insight that has happened in a survey in America. 32% are agree to directly involve in the cookies. They use the cookies. They just click and give the confirmation that you can use your data. 15% are agree but change the advanced setting when where possible. They are agree if you want to use my data, if you want to save my data, okay, but where is it possible? If you want, I want to change the data, then I will go to change that. My decision is very 31% is very they don't save their data. They don't give their authority to the company to save their data. And 9% I don't agree, and 30% don't know. They don't know. So this is the survey done in 5,400 US people, and they give their responses like this. If they want, they don't want. Actually, the cookies is a very important thing. Without knowing the consent, we are just give the confirmation, we give the authority without reading anything. That is a massive mistake done by the consumer while purchasing the online clothes and anything. So they must aware about their rights and transparency and disclosure. Oh. 1 in 3 creators struggle with a limited brand deals. I already told you, na, limited brand days, big billion day. So, what the creator face the monetization challenge to make it tough for the creator to relay the slowly on social media for income. The biggest hurdle is limited brand deals, 34%. It's showing the pie diagram. The percentage of 34% limited brand deals. The creator get a very limited time to present their deal towards the consumer. They get only 34%, followed by the low engagement 15% and unsteady income 14%, respectively. 13% of the creators struggle with the competition, while 11% are impacted by algorithm changes. Another 10% are monetization rule confusing. The monetization rule means just take the example of the YouTube. You need to find monetize your channel. I'm just telling parallelly about the what the YouTube policy of monetization. You have to complete the 1000 subscriber and 4000 watch time to get your channel paid. So while same thing is happening in while promoting the data, sorry, for promoting the products to the consumer, they get the monetization. The company will charge several things on several uh, places. If you want to run your ad in particular region, you will get you will pay to some another amount to the particular social media platform. If you want to increase your diameter or your population, your demographic population for running your ad through digital marketing, you will made to pay more for that running ad. So the that is making a different charge for the running their ad. It is also making a confusing for monetization rule through the two creator. So every three creator, one is confusing, struggling for the limited brand deal. That is a just recently I want to give some example of a Big Billion Day. Only iPhone is getting the page, front page to promoting them. Why Samsung and why another are not? When we open the just when you open the Flipkart, why another uh, mobile didn't get the chance to see in a front? While just one click when open, only Apple is showing in a front page in Big Billion Day. That is a limited brand is or limited time for a limited brand. So our next segment is automobile segment industry overview, digital marketing in automobile industry. Digital marketing in automobile segment, high value, long consideration cycles, complex product features है, safety and reliability और growing EV segment है, means high value long consideration cycle है, means if a consumer going to buy a car or bike, they are going to research through the online. It is very basic, very simple. Before it is very today's date is very simple also to get the information for particular price, features, and what they have in bike and car have right now. So it is a festival season right now. They are getting so many thing information regarding through internet. Complex product features. Take the example of hybrid. Hybrid means they are getting a petrol and EV both mixed together to provide a best mileage. Or the technology through the hybrid technology, the utilization of petrol is at peak to get a good mileage. So this complexity of features will easily understood through the YouTube, Instagram, and number of the social media platform. Safety, there is a safety parameter. There is 2 to 3 safety parameters are available through. There's a separate companies which are running. They're testing the vehicles by car. That is NCAP. NCAP. There is two companies. First is Global NCAP, and the another is Indian NCAP. They're testing the data to crash and all. They capture their video, the test durability of that particular product, safety of that particular product, and upload the video. So consumer will easily get that. Growing EV segment. EV segment. 23% of a new car sales globally done through the digitally, because EV, the person who are going to buy a EV, they are more techy and they get the more information through the digitally. The digital market evaluation, almost 2/3 of ad spent through the digital media. That's 6 out of 10 buyer start their search without knowing what model to buy. How does the social media influence a car buyer in UK? UK में कैसे buy होता है? 6 out of 10 are going to research what model they are going to buy. Just they scroll and get the information. 21% are car buy directly through the social media content. The some of the influencers showing that the features of that car, this car, the features, they have more mileage, more safety feature, more airbag. They influenced by the influencer. 71% are the buyer on social media research for their new vehicle. If any new models come, to 71% of the people are going to buy. Before buying, they are going to social media and check the features, price, durability, and all. 60% of the user YouTube to choose the next their car. Those who are going to upgrade their car, the 60% are users via YouTube. They choose go through the YouTube and upgrade and and made their demands according what they want, and see their needs and another things what they actually need to uh, use that car. They're going through the YouTube and research there. 44% of budget now digitally, up to 25% in 2029 था, लेकिन अभी 44.5% budget now digitally they are making through the in digital. One of the companies, Royal Enfield, they they didn't spend in any their traditional value. They spent up to 48% through digitally of their total budget. Heavy investment in video and display, connected card data utilization, and social media influencer. They hire the influencer. And in left hand side, digital market evolution in automobile segment, the data is showing from 2023 to 2024. In 2027, sorry, 2027 17 to 2024. In 2017, the traditional ad spending is 52%, while digital is 48%. Now in 2024, the traditional spending through ad is 32%, and through digitally it is 68%. It will increase day by day. In next 2 to 3 years, it will more increase up to 75%. Market characteristics, high value, long consider cycle, 3 to 6 month research done through the digital. Complex product feature, they understand the complex product feature through the internet. EV, safety, range, new any technology introducing in India, like CNG below the tank. Go through the video and research it. Safety and reliability are deceived. There is two NCAP and NCAP Global. They see the video and research there. Growing EV segment, I already told the growing EV segment. Ethical issue in automobile digital. Tesla autopilot was uniquely risky and may still, because Tesla is claiming that they have a they have driverless car, but that the feature is known as for ADAS. They one of the famous incident have done in for Tesla in USA. One of the car is going through autopilot and they crash. The car is crashed. So the consumer family has charged make a claim and they get the fine from Tesla. So safety and performance claim adds through creativity copy, means they are showing that they are showing that Tesla is self-driving without the limits, but there is a limit. Speed, stunt, and seat belt, no seat belt. They are showing speed self without helmet and all. What regulatory experts use the current model specific, avoid cherry picking, professional driver closed courses, and real world of ADAS limit. They show the limit how much the car works without the self driving. Environmental and green claims. Uh, Basically, in India, recently we are going to the biggest example in Delhi. Delhi government has issued the 10 year of the vehicle life cycle for the diesel variant. So it is environment for the environmental purpose. And from 2023, they will make the Delhi for EV vehicle, the capital city of India for EV. What regulatory expert FTC green guidance है, EU green claims directive है, UK ASC cap है. Using the value absolute language, zero impact, planet friendly. They are making the product for the what the ad and the for the planet friendly. One of the also examples show you the Volkswagen say that the scandal has cost 31.3 billion user 31.3 billion euros. One of the biggest scandal has happened. Uh, Regulatory compiles through automobile segment sector. So deals driver claimed the automatic payment of 2.35 million caught after the dealership busted for false advertisement and unwanted ads on it. In 2024 August, published in ET report that the sold deals driver, they claim that the Tesla is going through self-drive without limitless. So the Tesla has charged for $2.35 million. Safety advertisement है, environmental comparison है, financial advertisement है, the false financial zero debt finance. They provide that the wrong information about that you will get the your vehicle in 10,000, but they are not adding the insurance price and also the sum thereof for accessories price. FMCG sector industries overcome digital marketing and fast moving consumer goods. फास्ट परचेसिंग साइकिल है 2 to 3 वीक में होता है इम्पल्स बाइंग होती है प्रोडक्ट्स में देयर इज इम्पल्स बाइंग कंज्यूमर नो डिसाइड जस्ट सी द एड एंड बाई द प्रोडक्ट डिजिटल मार्केटिंग ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन पीपल browse retail site 3 unseen product per visit basically on the counter top when you are going to buy the product you will see that the ad and just buy the product so you at least see the three product while buying your purchase comparison to that particular product for your demands. Global digital marketing is moving. You see the data in 2023, 1.171 billion of the market of the total worldwide globally for the FMCG. Uh, but in 2024, 197.7 billion. We are focusing that the FMCG market grown till 2023, $671 billion. It is a huge chances towards their market growing. FMCG ethical issues, subscription traps. There is a subscription traps, health issue, nutrition claim. Through digital marketing, they are trapping the consumer through subscription. They're providing the recurring buying. Children marketing. Kids less than 12 years of kids see the 1,000 of food ads yearly, mostly unhealthy, non-child and content through the India UIC report. Youth exposed 4,000 to 8,300 unhealthy incident a year via social media. The energy drink which contain more than sugar, they are challenging that they have more energy than the competition. Regulatory compliance in FMCG sector, India FCA food for food FSSAI. There is a nutrition claim standard USA in FDA. Children advertisement rule COPA in USA. WHO guideline. Subscription service law. Clear cancellation, automobile renewal, disclosure before billing. Cooling off period is 14 days for retaining for the jurisdiction in USA. Or recently penalty they made for the unhealthy claim to the topmost company for making their. These are some famous case study, Volkswagen emission scandal, Coca-Cola, vitamins waters, and Facebook Cambridge already, which we are discussed in previous slides. That the Facebook get charged to 5 billion fine, which is of the one of the biggest fine in the era of any social media. There is some recommendation. Institutional compliance culture होना चाहिए. Basically, their ethics for doing this digital for the company. They have regular audits for violation their rule and regulation. State and technical safeguard हो चाहिए. Like just TVS have the separate team for driven this policy for the digital marketing and all. enhance consumer trust. The consumer must be trust to the company. Continuous improvements, globally standard day by day increasing, and measurable ROI complex. There's a some measurable ROI for the spending their ads. Uh, I hope I take the time so much. That's it from my side. For any discussion, you can call me or you can contact me through email, LinkedIn or Insta. This is from my side. If you have any query, please ask me. Thank you. Anyone have any question regarding this, please?
Hello, I'm
Hello.
audible. I'm audible. SEP here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's a great learning from your side. And sir, I have a question. What ethical challenges arise in influencer marketing, especially regarding disclosure of the paid promotions?
Basically, it is the influencer get the challenges that uh, they have a very limited resource to cover that particular demographic. While we'll increase our ad length to demographical wise, the cost of that ad is increasing. If we run an ad through Instagram, that a particular ad, if we are going to run in Instagram, that we will making the ad for United Institute for running in a Prayagraj district or running for the Uttar Pradesh. So while increasing the distance of the ad to cover or while increasing the consumer size, that the cost of that ad is increasing. The push time is increasing. So influencer didn't get at that much amount to run that ad. They get very little bit. I'm also covering from Monday to Friday. I'm workaholic from Saturday to Sunday. I'm also a lover of heritage and culture. I'm capturing through so many things. I get that so many opportunity to do the ad, but I didn't do that because it is against our policy also, or it is a very less amount the influencer getting for the ad promoting. If influencer have a good follower, then definitely it will work because it is organic reach. In inorganic reach, they must to boost their reels or must to their ad to cover that particular geographical area. So the cost is major factor. Manmohan sir, you're mute, I think.
Sir, it's a great sir. Really, I'm very happy to listen your answer. For the UIM, we are right now in the top 5 colleges in UP, and the last 5 to 7 years we are continuously achieving the highest position in UP in terms of the gold medal, bronze, and the silver medal from Raju Bhaiya University, as well as the gold medal and the silver medal from AKTU. So.
I know, sir. Actually, one of my
Ji.
cousin are learning
So
there.
for the influencer marketing, our student is our great uh, marketers, always marketing in a positive way so that we are in a
That,
top position.
that is a organic, na, sir.
It's
You ask for
organic, sir.
influencer. That is a organic. You build that brand. One of
Yes,
my
yes.
cousin is also learning there. I know very well what is
Ji.
the United is there. I'm also belongs from Jaunpur, so I know very well. It is a
Ji, ji,
prestigious
ji.
college, and it is one of the one prestigious college in that region. Not in a
Right.
region of Allahabad or Prayagraj. It is from the whole UP, and now it is working for the India.
Yes, yes, and we are currently running a medical college, MBBS college, and university also.
Uh,
So it's a
I know,
great
sir.
part of it's a great part. And thank you so much, sir. Hand it over to Kirti Malviya, ma'am. Ma'am, please, it's your turn for vote of thanks.
Yes,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Kirti, ma'am.
Good
May
evening,
I,
everyone.
sir, may I leave?
So it was
Sir,
a truly
wait 2 minutes, sir.
insightful.
2 minutes only.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
saying something?
Yes, ma'am. You
Saf,
are.
sir, are you saying something?
Please unmute yourself, ma'am. Please unmute yourself.
Okay. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible. Audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes, ma'am. Yes, yes. Please.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, 100%. Please. Please, ma'am, share your views. Vote of thanks. Kirti, ma'am.
Kriti ma'am, please speak for the vote of thanks.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. You are audible, ma'am. Please.
Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am. Please continue.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much. So, good evening, everyone. It was a truly insightful and powerful session. Thank you, Mr. Saif, for such a practical and valuable knowledge. Your presentation on ethical issues and regulatory compliance in digital marketing has given us world roadmap drawn from your extensive experience at companies like TVS and Britannia on how to bridge the gap between traditional sales excellence and the demands of the modern digital landscape. We are especially thankful for the way you broke down complex ideas like integrating digital communication into dealer marketing, leveraging it to optimize numeric distribution and claim management. Your emphasis on maintaining strong customer service through a robust digital physical synergy is a vital takeaway for all the participants here. This session has not only enriched our knowledge, but has also challenged us to think more critically about our professional responsibilities in the digital age. Your session has given us a deeper understanding of how to leverage deeper digital strategies while upholding the highest ethical standards. Thank you so much, sir, for taking out time for your demanding out of your demanding role as a territory regional sales manager to contribute to our faculty development program. Your expertise has truly elevated our understanding of how to elevate customer service in a dynamic economic landscape. We wish you all the best in your continued success. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you, Kriti, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. It's now time to second resource person. Request to technical team, please check the second resource person is online or not.
Yes.
Okay, please make co-host to second resource person. Okay. Kriti ma'am, please introduce second resource person.
Okay. So today we are indeed privileged to have amongst us an esteemed guest speaker, Mr. Pushpendra Singh, whose presence enriches the significance of this program manifold. Sir, we are deeply honored to welcome you and are truly grateful for your time and willingness to share your invaluable knowledge and experience with us. Allow me to take a moment to introduce this highly accomplished professional whose career stands as an inspiring example of leadership, excellence, and innovation in the technology and financial service sector. Mr. Pushpendra Singh is a seasoned engineering manager with over 14 years of extensive experience. Am I audible? Okay.
Hello.
Credit
Yes,
lending, banking, finance.
I think due to some technical glitch, Kriti ma'am Now left, I request to Pushpen sir, please you carry on your session.
Hello, hello. Good evening. Am I
Good.
audible, please?
Yeah, you audible. You audible,
All
sir.
right.
Okay.
Uh, is someone going to share the PPT or should I share it?
If you think you can share, otherwise my technical team will share your PPT.
Yeah, I think if someone can share it would be great.
Okay. Request to technical team, please share PPT. Server
Yes, sir, we
room.
are sharing.
Okay, server room, please share.
All right. So I think today's topic is before I start, I think I would like to thank United Group for inviting me so that I can share some knowledge on the cybersecurity and privacy on the customer data handling. And special thanks to Manmohan sir and Rahul Srivastav, who like keep pushing me like to give some session because even though I was not available. So all right, thank you so much. And let's get started. So before we understand what is cybersecurity and privacy in the customer data, I think it's very important to understand what is customer data and how it is valuable. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yes. All right. So, as the tagline suggests, data is a new digital currency. So, why the we are calling data is a new digital currency? Because each purchase that we make, whether it's a click or we are logging in any social platform, each transaction or and each login will generate a valuable information. And with this valuable information, I think the biggest companies, whether it's Netflix or Amazon or Facebook, they are using that data to build more sustainable and what do you call personalized experience for the customer, and that is giving them scope that and what do we call it, yes, the landscape that other companies are like not able to compete. So I think it's not wrong to say the way money fuels the traditional economy, data is fueling the digital economy. And how data is fueling the digital economy is because it is driving personalization, innovation, and business growth. But like every pros for anything that we are using, there are cons. And what are the challenges that we are seeing? So since the data, like it has so many pros and it is like stored in some cloud or like some data centers across the world, there are huge chances that this data can get leaked or it can get stolen. And what will happen if this data can get leaked or stolen? So I think the cost to that leakage is not only financial, it is going to cost the issue to the brand and the trust that the customer has on that particular organization. And when a customer lost or lose the trust in any organization, it's very possible that they are not going to come back or they may never return. So I think that's why we are here today to explore how cybersecurity and privacy protect this new currency. And in the second part of this like presentation, I'm going to share how AI can like help us in transforming the way we are transforming the customer data. So now we understand what data is, let's talk about what is the importance of customer data. So can we go to the next page, please? I can take control like if it's like difficult to manage.
Sir, any problem?
No, I'm saying let's go to the second page, please.
Okay. Ans.
Okay, yeah, that's fine, thank you. So, as this slide suggests, we are going to explore what are the importance of the customer data. So, as you see, there are 5 bullet points. One, how the data is going to help us or the businesses. It is going to generate the business growth. It will provide the competitive advantage, the trust and customer loyalty, regulatory requirement, and innovation enabler. So these are the 5 key points that we are going to talk about for the importance of the customer data. As we know, the customer data is most important asset in this digital economy. And if any business or company that is handling this data properly, it is going to help them fuel their business. Like if you see the example of Netflix or Amazon or Google, how they are using this data or leveraging this data that we as a user are sharing with them, and that is giving them a huge competitive edge. So I think if data is managed properly, it is going to be a business enabler. But I think with the businesses, it comes with the trust. So if I as a customer or you as a customer, you are sharing your data with any company, you expect that company to keep that data safe and keep your privacy like important, so that data is not getting shared. And if your data is getting like leaked or stolen, I as a customer, I will not be able to trust that company again. And in that case, that business may lose the customer base. So I think that's why these securing the data is very important, because when any data is stolen or leaked, it will not only cost financially by the fines from these regulatory organization, but the customer will lose the trust also. So that's why I think it's very important to keep the trust of the customer and keep the data safe. And in this world, I think if you talk about few years back, the regulations were not that much. So in that case, I think if any data leak or data were getting stolen, it was everyone came say, oh, this might be some IT problem. But by understanding the issues of the data that was getting stolen, all the regulatory organization, whether it's GDPR in the EU or CCPA in the California USA or HIPAA in the USA, they are making it a legal requirement to protect the customer data if you are operating in that particular area. Also, like recently in 2023 in India also, the government launched a new privacy law, DPDP, I think, yeah, that protects the customer data. So now the protection of the customer data is not only your requirement, but it's a regulatory requirement also. And if you miss that, then it will lead to fines, lawsuit, and reputational damage. And the last point is innovation enabler. So think of it like all the companies that are building so much on the AI, how they are getting the data. So they are getting all the data from these that we have shared with them, and they are using all the data, and they are generating the prediction how each customer behaves. And based on that like pattern the customer is using, they are suggesting the marketing or the ads. Also they are using that data to prevent like scams or any issues or any unpredictable thing that is happening. Think of it like if you are using Google and you are in particular area, maybe in India, and if you move, if you somebody you Google will see that okay, this account is getting logged out of the country, immediately they will send you a notification that hey, your account gets logged in this area, is it you? So that's, I think, the AI driven innovation that these companies are using. So I think if data is used properly, it is going to be the game changer. But yeah, we have to use as a very important aspect, and we don't miss it. So now we understood like what is data and what is the importance of the data. Let's see what are the cyber threats. If we can go to the next page. So what are the cyber threat landscape? So as the first point bullet point suggests, I think cyber threats are evolving faster than most defenses can keep up with. What I mean is like whatever we are trying to keep, like issues we are seeing, all the companies are trying to put defenses against. I think every day the scammers or these people, they are coming with the new ideas. So cyber threats are the real thing. And by one study in 2025, the cybercrime damages are expected to reach 10.5 trillion annually, and that is like more than the third largest economy. So think of the money that is being spent by these companies, users, so that they can be away or get the data back that is happening due to the cybercrime. The third point is, with the evolution of AI, I think the content and the data that these scammers are creating, it will look like really like real content. And they are generating phishing campaigns. How? Because they are using AI to read your pattern. So even though AI is helping you build a business and drive your growth, these scammers are also using the AI to read your pattern and what are you doing. And based on that, they are creating campaigns so the customer can think, okay, this might be real. Think of it like you use a lot of Amazon or any website for your shopping, and they will say, okay, this person spends a lot of time on these websites for shopping, so they are going to generate campaigns and send it to you. So it will look like Amazon or these websites are giving you some cashbacks because you do a lot of shopping. So these contents look so real that even the person who is like so much deeply involved in these kind of cyber threats, they will like miss the content. So I think that is one of the biggest challenges in these days. Also the ransomware, I think the ransomware continues to be the biggest threat to these organizations. Because what happens, what I mean by ransomware is like the attackers, they will gain access to your system, and they will control the data and the system. So and they will not give you that data back until you pay them money. So it happens to users, like as a normal user, we also face similar thing. Also the organization level, the ransomwares, they will slightly get the access to data, go to the database and capture the data and remove the access from the organization. So if you are, as an organization, want that data back, you have to pay them huge money. And I think still the phishing emails are the easiest way. So I think one the top way to get in any database or any user is still the phishing email. So I think whenever we are clicking any email and if there is a link, I think we have to be very careful, because that's where these attackers are getting. Also, I think with the growing landscape, this cyber threat, that's why I think we think AI, we need to use AI to find out these cyber threats and help us stop it. I just wanted to ask, like, if I am going too fast or slow or anything you suggest so that we can adjust accordingly. Uh, okay. If you can go to the next page, please. Okay. So we talk about data and how what are the cyber threat. Let's talk about privacy, and because that is the most important part of a customer. Because if I am sharing a data with company, I want that company to respect that privacy, whatever data I'm sharing with. And if I find I or anyone, like, I think a recent survey says that 80% of the customer will not use that website or company if they feel that their data is getting breached. So I think that's one of the major concern for these organizations, that to keep the trust and to maintain that trust of the customer. Because if they are not able to keep that trust, they will lose the business. And I think, I don't know if you remember, I think in 2023 there was this, it was 2018 I guess, there was a scandal called Cambridge Analytica that was using the Facebook and third party to get access to the customer data, and they were harvesting like 80 million customer data, and that data was being used for a political election in the US. And that, I think, that became the most talking point in 2023. And that's when I think a lot of global regulation started coming in, because if we are not controlling the data, that data can be used as a weapon, whether it's election or marketing strategy or anything. So I think that's when the most regulation came. Also, Facebook had to pay like $5 billion in the fines. I think we will talk about that case study later, but I think that's the importance as a company, as a business, that you have to respect the privacy of a customer. Also, I think as a customer, if we see the journey from last 10 years, customer are not these customers are not passive. Like if I as a customer giving you access to my data, I want to know how and why you are using my data. So I want a clear transparent communication about how you are collecting my data and where you are storing it and how it is being used. So at least I can trust. If I have a trust on this company or anyone who is taking my data, at least I will relax that this data is not getting used. Also, I was reading a study last year that the biggest investors who are like looking to try and invest in a company, they are looking for this like competitive differentiator. Like if they see that company is protecting the data, their cyber security laws and implementation is very good. So I think that helps them provide more confidence that okay, this company is managing the data properly, and in future we will not see any kind of fines or reputation damage. So they not only protecting the privacy of the customer is important, but it is very important for you as a business to, if you want to grow, that you maintain the privacy concern and trust of the company, so the customers. And if we can go to the next slide, please, and that is the global regulations. Okay, thank you. So, as we talked about in the last slide, data privacy is not just about customer trust. I think now there are so many global regulations that have been established and that made it a regulatory and it's a compliance. So, if you want to make a business or do business in that area, you have to follow those guidelines. Otherwise, the fines are huge. Think of it like you are doing a business in Europe area and you are not, and there might be a leak that might happen in your company. So the fines are minimum like 20 million euros or like 4% of your revenue. Think of it like few data leaks in a year, and like think of it your company. So like if you are paying 4% one time, maybe 50 to 100 million euro you are paying for these leaks. And I'm not talking about the customer trust here, it's just the fines and the reputation damage. So I think as a company it's very important to follow the regulation. So that's why I think if you see the so many companies are spending so much on these cyber threats. Same thing as CCPA, that is like California Consumer Privacy Act in California, that gives consumers or users more control. While HIPAA is like a Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act in the US, and it gives users the right to say that okay, my data will be shared only to these folks and nobody else. So if I want to get access to like health data of my wife, even I cannot get access to that data until my wife like agrees to that and gives a like signing okay, my husband can get access to this data. So that's why I'm giving the example of personal experience, because that's how they maintain the data, and the fines are huge. So every company or every organization, whether it's health or financial, they have to like adhere to that. And most recently, as we talked, India's DPDP Act, it is Digital Personal Data Protection Act. It is going to give customers so the privacy right. And why this act was really important in India, because I think we are the biggest digital economies in the world, or biggest or largest, because we have like 1.4 billion people who are using. So that law is really important, and I think eventually this law is new. So I will see in future, maybe few years, the companies, they will start adhering to these laws really strictly. And the last is the clear trend is like stricter global enforcement. So at what or we are seeing is like by 2025 or 26, we are going to seeing more global enforcement. I think EU, US, your India, and all these countries, they are agreeing to these like regulations, and they are trying to create a common regulations that every company has to follow. And if you don't follow, then I think the fines will be huge, your reputation damage will be huge, and you will lose the customer trust. So I think we have to appreciate these regulations because they are going to help and reduce the number of leakage those are happening. All right, now let's go to a case study that we talked about, Facebook and Cambridge Analytica. If we can go to the next slide, please. Yeah, so this incident happened in 2018. So Cambridge Analytica was like doing a survey using some third party app on Facebook. And what they did is, after the survey, they captured the data of 87 million people and they improperly harvested that data. And without the user consent, the user did not give their consent, but they were harvesting that data, and that data was used for a political micro targeting. So I think there was election and that data was used to influence those voters. And that, I think, backlash was really immense. And Facebook not only got the reputational damage, but they got a $5 billion fine from FTC, that is like trade organization that is in US. And after that incident, even you made the stricted guidelines using GDPR enforcement, and it made the privacy as a front page news worldwide. So I think the lesson from this scandal is clear. There were so many scandals, but I think this was the biggest because the fines were huge and the users affected were immense. So I think the lesson is clear: when transparency and consent are ignored, the damage extend beyond fines, and it shakes the foundation. I think it took years for Facebook to come up from that damage. So that's the big, I think, lesson for everyone. Let's go to next page, please. Yeah. All right. So cybersecurity, yeah. If you go a few years back, cybersecurity was considered as an IT issue. Like if any security happened, then people say, "Oh, it's an IT problem. Maybe their IT system is not good and all." That changed exponentially. So in today's era, cybersecurity is not a IT problem, but it's a boardroom priority. When I say boardroom, it means it's the important of it's the responsibility of the board or the CEO or the top executives to maintain that cybersecurity is first and most important like aspect of any company, because if they don't, then they will be directly accountable. And for example, why I think this became main headline, because in US, SEC introduced a new rule in 2023, and what it does, it requires all the public company to share annual data, like how many cybersecurity hits or leaked happen and what was the impact. So as a company, you cannot hide like if there was a data leak or any cybersecurity issue happened. So now you have to like share all the data with government, and they will do a proper audit. And if in that audit they find that there was a issue and you did not share, the fines will be huge. So as a executive of the company, I think it's yours, it's their responsibility. That's why everyone is putting so much emphasis on the cybersecurity. So it's not only IT issue, but I think it's being handled from the top. And not only the government agencies are like trying to check, but the investors, I think investors also recognize the cyber risk, and if they want to like invest and evaluate any company, they also ask for that data and check what is the cyber security maturity of that company. So as a company, if you want to grow, if you want to get investors and you want to get customers, you have to make sure your cyber security laws, cyber security way, the way you track, and your system is unique and is mature so that it can save the data and protect the data privacy. So I think the lesson is that it's a survival issue for the company. if you want to survive, you have to make sure your cybersecurity is really top priority, and it's safeguarding not only the shareholder value, but it's also protecting the customer data. Okay, let's go to the next slide, please. Yeah. So let's talk about data breaches. So data breach. So what I mean by data breach is like still like the companies get hacked and the data breaches do happen. So data breaches remains the most visible and costly form of cyber attack. How they are like costly? Because if you remember the, I don't know, but the Equifax breach in 2017, there was 147 millions of people data that got unpatched, and it got leaked because of a software vulnerability. And what happened is, I think, because as a credit bureau organization, you keep so much data, and if any data gets leaked from companies like credit bureau, then I think it has a huge potential risk. Or think of it, Movit breach. So Movit is a database, like it, when it happened, it compromised the supply chain and impacted more than 600 organizations globally. So I think as a company, we have to be not only focused on protecting the cybersecurity, but also like keep investing on how we can make sure that these kind of data breaches don't happen. And according to the IBM's 2030 research, the cost of each database report is averagely like $4.4 million. So think of it like, even no matter how small or big, is like the cost is immense. And I'm not talking about the other like lawsuits, regulatory fines, and long-term reputational damage, but it's just the cost I'm talking about. So I think data breaches is still one of the most important aspect of the cybersecurity, and I think all the companies are spending a lot of money and resources to make sure these data breaches don't happen. Let's talk about what are the other threats apart from the data breaches. And let's go to the next page, please. And that is like insider threats. All right. So not the, so as the headline suggests, insider threats. So not all the issues are comes from outside of the organization. Some of the most damaging incident happens inside also. So there are two main types of insider threats. One is malicious insider, and second is a negligent insider. So what is malicious is like who intentionally abuse access to steal or sell the data. So if I, as a insider, have access to data, if I can steal some data and share and sell it in the big black market, yeah, so I'm the malicious insider. And still that those things are happening because we give so much access to some people, I think from the past I'm talking about, and those people still misuse that. Second is, I think, negligent insider. So it's negligent insider is like a, think of it, a customer support or a database engineer who might have access to certain things, and unknowingly or accidentally they might reveal that data. And because of that, I think maybe if I, as a database engineer, I like did configure something on the database that should have been in some controlled access, but because of that change or push, I think what happens, it gave access to everyone. So that is a negligence insider. But these two are, I think, the one of the most dangerous because they have authorized access for critical systems, and if they mess up, then that's when I think all the data or threats happens. That's why I think each companies, they are like trying to put so much emphasis on the insider threats by providing so much trainings and limiting the access. What I mean by limiting the access is like one person cannot do everything. So if I, as a person, trying to push something, it needs to get approved. So at least if I miss something, someone else on my top, they can do the review. So organizations are trying to move away from all those threats, but these things still happen. And I think we need better management of like behavior analytics. So I think that's when I think AI comes into picture. I think we will talk about that later, where AI will keep monitoring all the data that we have and keep comparing rather than getting the alerts or threat from the regular emails. So I think that's when we can use that regular pattern, and that will save us a lot of time. Let's go to next page, please. And that is a cloud security risk. I think we talked about in the first page is data. So with the cloud adoption, I think most of the companies are keeping all the data on the cloud platforms. So what happens, like if anything goes wrong with the clouds, like you might, because the data is either on the AWS cloud platform or Azure or GCP. So these data, what happens if anything goes wrong, any configuration goes wrong, all the data, we have seen in numerous cases where all the databases were left exposed and leaking millions of record. So I think it's important to remember that it's a shared responsibility for providers like AWS or Azure to make sure their infrastructure is sustainable, and customers are also responsible for securing their own data. So if I as a customer is using these cloud configurations, so it's my responsibility as well to make sure I am putting much security to that data, that even though few configurations don't expose everything. So I think that's when access control comes into picture, and that helps a lot. So also addition, the third party integration and APIs, they are one more, what do you call, the cause of the data leak. So I think sometimes we integrate some third party APIs and all, and they have some vulnerabilities, and we as a company don't put so much emphasis on those integration, since we expect that these third party integration and APIs, those companies are managing properly. But if they don't, if there is some issue with that integration, then data gets leaked, even though we as a company are making sure everything is like proper. So third party integration are also one of the major challenges. So I think the dependence on vendor security and third party integration is also very important. So I think the key takeaway would be the cloud security requires continuous monitoring. That's when I think AI comes into picture. It keeps monitoring the regular patterns, and as soon as it sees anything that is not according to the patterns, immediately it will trigger and check for the access management, all alliance or align with the compliance management. So because in previous, I think you might remember that all the monitoring were through alerts, and we used to get so much alerts, and sometimes these can be like so tiring, because if you are getting 100 of alerts every day, it's possible that you might miss some alerts. So that, I think that's where the integration of AIs in the monitoring system has been game changer. I think it's still evolving, but it is providing a lot of support and help, that we as a like, if someone is in infrastructure team, they don't have to check all those emails. AI is doing all the monitoring, and if AI feels that hey, this alert or thing might need your attention, then it will goes to, so that team gets more time to check the issues, those are more complex. All right, now let's go to the next slide, please. I think we talked about the third party risk in the previous slide, so let's try to drill down a little bit more on that. So even if your own systems are secure, third party partners can expose your organization to serious risks. So that's why we need to make sure that those third party organization or the vendors or the contractor, they have to follow the strict security standards, creating weak links in your security chain. So if you remember the solar wind attack in 2010, it happened like they bought some software company, and attackers were already in that platform, and they did not put much attention to it. And I think those attackers spent like few years there by stealing the data slowly. So by using that solar wind attack, I think I'm just trying to provide an example that sometimes even though everything on your end is perfect, but the third parties that you are trying to work with, they might be vulnerable. So we have to put much emphasis on everything, whether it's third party or vendor or any other partner that we are going. So that's why I think that these cyber threats and the trainings that we are providing, we don't limit to only your company, but everyone who you are working with. You have to make sure everyone is compliant to that cyber threats. And the mitigation, I think, involves how we can mitigate these risks. I think it will be the vendors that we are trying to work with. We need to assess their risk and what monitoring they are using. Also, I think penetration testing has been the game changer in like making sure how, because the attackers, they use those test penetration, like they send millions of requests at the same time, and that's when the system goes down and they get the window to get inside the system infrastructure. So I think these continuous monitoring, risk assessment, and penetration testing are going to help us a lot for the third party risk. All right, let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, I think there are so many slides, we have to go a little fast. Okay, industry specific risk. Let's talk about, because cyber threats can impact all the industries, not only fintech, retail, or healthcare. So that's why I think, but the risk, they will vary by the industry. So in healthcare, the ransomware is particularly damaging, because in the healthcare, what they do, they will take access to your system and they will take control of all the patient data. And if you don't pay them, then what will do, they will not share the patient data. And what it will do, it will put risk on the patient life, because all their data is there. And if the healthcare system don't have access to that, then it can be damaging. So that's why HIPAA also enforce strict control on the patient health data. That's why I think in the previous slides I was saying, the HIPAA guidelines are so strict that even I cannot get data to my spouse, or she cannot get to mine until I give like written permission to that. So I think we as a organization or a company, we have to put so much effort on that these data are not getting stolen. In finance, I think these attackers, they try to attack the fraud system that like monitors the account, the issues in the cybersecurity, also the account takeovers. So if you remember, there was a attack last year on the Coinbase platform where the attackers like stole some $20 million of the coin, like crypto. So the crypto is like one of the more challenging thing, because it's very difficult to track. But that's where I think the attackers are trying to focus and attack, because they know that the payment data, banks and financial firm face intense regulation. So that's why, if you see, I remember like every year I have to like take part of in so many audits by outside auditing agencies, that we are following the proper like guidelines of the cyber security. And I think everyone is following, all the companies are following these, because they know how damaging these can be. For retail and e-commerce, I think the point of sale malware and card skimming remains still the main threat, while breaches can devastate customer threats. So I think point of sale is one place where I think these people are trying to put malware. So all the sales that are happening, it will goes to their system rather than yours. So I think these are the small things they are like trying to capture, and we have to be like very vigilant about it as a company. So finally, the governments and critical infrastructures. So not only organizations are like facing the cyber crime issues, but even the countries and the critical infrastructure are also facing the like these attacks. I remember few years like the someone from different country, they like attack the power grids, right? And when the power grids get attacked, the all the powers will like it cannot transmit the power. So and these are the like important aspects of life. So they are like attacking not only these finance and healthcare companies, but they are attacking the governments also. So all those things I think really important. And now I think everyone is putting so much emphasis, and we are hoping it will put or result in a better, provide better results. Let's do a case study for Marriott. I think this is one of the biggest data breach that happened in 2018. Not only in 18, but I think still now, where 500 million customers' data were like leaked. And what happened like, so if you see like these hotels, they keep all your data like your name, your address, passport information, and even your payment information. And if these data gets exposed, I think it puts so much risk to those users. And root cause was also linked to this. There was a company IT system that Marriott acquired, and unfortunately they did not put adequate secure monitor in those systems because attackers remained inside for nearly 4 years. So attackers were already there and they remained inside because Marriott did not verify the securities of the system. So the fallout included 99 million fine in under GDPR. So think of it, $99 million in 2018, and leaking the data of 500 million customers. That was huge, and it, I think it damaged the Marriott reputation a lot in at European region. Sorry, can we go on mute, please, if you are not speaking? So, what are the top threats of 2025? Can we go to the next slide, please? So, these are the top 5 threats. First one is phishing and social engineering. I think phishing and social engineering are still the leading cause of the breaches. And now attackers are using AI to create highly convincing fake messages, and people still fall trap of it. So this is I think number one. Second is cloud misconfiguration. So since all the data, customer data is on the cloud, if any misconfiguration happens, and because so many releases, so many things are happening day by day with aggressive timelines, it's very well possible that some misconfiguration expose a lot of customer data. So that is the second most important thing. Third one is ransomware and malware. So I think they are evolving into more advanced forms, often targeting like critical infrastructure and using double or even triple extortion models. So this still remains, I think, one of the most important targeting system or threat for the industries and infrastructure. And fourth one is like supply chain and third party attacks. So I think we already talked about how supply chain and third party attacks are like impacting the vendors and like thousands of organizations. So this also like remains the critical threat for 25. And the last but not least is insider threats. Whether it's malicious or negligent, I think insider threats is still happening even with so much trainings and so much knowledge sharing. So that's why it is one of the top 5 threats in 25. Let's go to the next slide, please. So with these issues and threats happening, what we can do? So I think let's talk about data minimization and what is data minimization. So I think data minimization helps collect and keep only the data that is truly necessary for your business operations. So you might have seen like some businesses, they will ask so much information even they don't need that. So I think with the data minimization, if you are collecting only necessary information, then there is a high chance that in case of any leak or hack happening, you will not lose all the information. So if you don't need sensitive identifiers like social security number for US and PAN card or passport details or credit card numbers, don't collect or store them. So every data additional data point increases your attack surface and compliance risk. So that is, I think, first point. And these principles are baked into regulations. So even the all the regulators around the world, they are adding these principles in their guidelines. So they are also saying that you don't have to store all the data, only take and store only data that is important, and then don't use it. So it's like one time, if I as a customer is sharing data with you and you don't need it for future references, just use it and destroy the data so that it's not stored in your system. And if it's not stored in your system, there is a chance anything goes wrong, the data will not get exposed. Also, I think last but the good practice is to regularly audit and purge unnecessary or outdated data. So I think it's a very good practice that each organization should not be holding the data that will create liability. So we should keep doing the audit and see if that data is not important, we can just remove that data from our system. So that will save a lot of uncertainty in case of anything goes wrong with the data breach or hack or get stolen. So that's the concept of data minimization. Let's talk about purpose limitation. So it's like how we can purpose that data limitation. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay, thank you. Okay. Okay, so the purpose limitation means that customer data should be used for a specific and legitimate purpose, what it is collected for. Think of it like if I'm applying for a card and then some credit card company is getting my data. So they should use that data only for that particular application. They should not store that data and use it for any other purposes. So that is called purpose limitation. So use that data, get the user consent, and don't repurpose it. Means like store that data and use for some other verification. So don't use that. And next is like this principle is also like regularly enforced in all those like regulators. So it prevents companies from repurposing data in the ways that customer didn't agree to, which can lead to reputational damage or regulatory penalties. So I think that is a good regulation that came into life few years back, and it is requiring the companies to only use that data and not misuse. So what will happen? For example, like health data for advertising or selling customer information to third parties without disclosure. So think of it like some insurance company is having my data. So if I'm not giving any consent, they cannot use that data to share with the different companies. So that because that will violate the purpose. So I think all those regulations, those are coming. They are going to enforce the use of data clearly for a specific purpose. And if that or all the companies adhere to that, I think it will be really useful and it will reduce the misuse example. So the best practice is to state the purpose of the data collection upfront in your privacy policy and then strictly honor that commitment. So I think that's why if you see, if you are applying for anything or trying to create a new account, the companies has to provide you a privacy policy and you have to sign to that. I know we don't read that because that's like many pages, but I think every company is like has to provide the data, like what and when this data will be used, and they have to ensure that, and they have to like, if in case any audit it is found that okay they are not using that, they will be under huge penalties. So purpose limitation is like really good regulation that like came into picture. Thank you. Let's go to the next page, 18. Okay, transparency and consent. I think transparency and consent is the really important for ethical data handling, and it's like not only important, you can say it's like foundation of that. So customer have the right to know what data is collected, why it is being collected, how long it will be stored, and with who it will be shared. So that all the information as a company you have to share with the customer, and this should be communicated in a clear and simple language, not buried in the legal jargon that we see like okay, oh you have to sign this agreement that is 20 pages. So as a customer, I think even I don't read that. So I think the regulation is that these companies has to provide clear and simple language so that as a user we can read that. And consent must be informed when explicit. Also, these companies are asked to save the consent. So like I am a user and sometime I am told, hey, you gave consent. So they have to provide a proof that I gave consent to it. So if I raise an issue that hey, my data is being used for a different purposes, as a company, you have to save that consent that I have given in your database or somewhere. And when something like this happen, you have to say, okay, this customer gave consent or not. So like that's when you see for multiple application, they are giving you pre-ticked boxes or implied consent. So you have to click on that tick to move into next page. So regulators like GDPR and CCPA, they are really focusing more on that. And if you don't provide consent, they cannot store or use that data. So ideally, it's like easy to use privacy dashboard. Also, the last is like best practices. I think being transparent not only ensure compliance, but it also the strengthen the trust. The companies that makes consent visible and user friendly often gains a competitive advantage. It's because customer feels their data is safe. So think of it, two companies. One company is like giving you clear guidelines. Okay, I will use this data for this purpose, and next company is like sending you 20 page of legal requirements. So where you will feel safe. I as a customer will feel safe that this company is providing me regular and clear guideline. So I think that gives them a handy and better advantage compared to their competitors. Next will be the user rights. Can we go to the next slide, please? Yes.
Next slide, please.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so let's talk about user rights. I, as a user, what are the rights I have? So one of the most important aspect in the modern privacy law is that they give power back to users like us and you. So customer have the clear rights over their personal information. As a customer, I can choose what information I will share with you, what information I will not share with you. So if I am giving that right to access, ensure that they can see what data is being held. So if I am giving that right, I know that this is data I am sharing, and I will feel confident that okay, I am not, this company does not have like access to the data I have not shared. And if in future also think of it like I shared some data, and in future I feel like this data was shared mistakenly, I go and remove the consent. So as a company, if user has removed the consent, you have to delete that data from your system. And this is called like right to be forgotten. The system is so like as a user, I don't want that data, so you have to delete and forget about that data. So the right to portability allows data to be moved between providers, like switching banks or telecom providers. So if I am giving access to the portability, so that provides these customers or the companies to use that data for different like banks or different telecom providers they do use, right? If I because they have that access to that particular database, they will fetch that and use that data. So they don't have we don't as a customer, you don't have to provide that data multiple times. And the right to restrict or object lets customer user control or stop certain use of their data, like marketing. So if you are giving access to a certain part of the data, you so there will be a tick box you can provide, hey, I don't want you to use my data for marketing or advertising purposes. And if you mark that as a company, they have to respect your selection. If you don't, then I think you can file a complaint. Or in the audit, if it is found that customer does not provide rights and these people are still using that the data, like misuse they are the misuse of data is like a huge crime in the global enforcement. And I think if they will found guilty, they will have to pay a huge penalty. So respecting the rights not only avoids fine, but as a customer, if I know that these companies are respecting my privacy and my data, I think I will be loyal to those companies, and in that way they will gain better and more loyal customer compared to others. So I think as a user, we should know our rights. And I think when as a general thumb rule, whenever you are doing something online, whether you are giving access, don't just blindly click the check boxes because you are in the hurry. I think give it few minutes and read, and you know what the right you are sharing. Because once you have shared the right, you know that data is being used. So I think we as a user need to be more proactive and careful while sharing the data with advertiser, marketer, or different companies. Okay, now let's talk about encryption methods. So we talk about user rights. So the encryption methods, like how we can use these different encryption methods to like save the data. And not only they will so not only these encryption methods are widely adopted for certain data, but I think they will provide a safeguard. So like if you are sharing some data and that is like encrypted, maybe like demographic information or credit card number. So I think whenever it either whether it's being stored in the databases or being shared, I think we need to use the encrypted form, because these encryption saves the data. And even though if somebody will get that data, for them to break that encryption is difficult. So always like use the specify what class of data is and use the encryption method. Second is ensure secure communication. I think the communication, if you are using the secure versus insecure or public communication networks, that's when I think a lot of issues happen. So whenever we are using the communication for and you are using the data, we need to use the secure communication network rather than public. So if you are think of it, you are in an airport and you want to look for some Wi-Fi connection, and you are in the hurry, you don't have the data. So sometime what we do, we just go there and see whatever the Wi-Fi is available, we just try to connect with that. But think of it that if that is from someone who want to steal your data, as long as you use their Wi-Fi, they will have access to your system. So always use the secure connection. So don't just go and use any open network that is not secured blindly, because then they will get access to your data and they can stay hidden in your system and use or lock you out of that or steal your data. And the last is end-to-end encryption in the apps. With the evolution of the digital economy, or I think everything is happening digitally, whether it's apps or anything that is happening, all the conversation, work. So like even this seminar is happening, everything is happening online, right? So we need to use the encryption, end-to-end encryption. So whoever is sharing the data, like I am sharing the data, or who has the access, only those people can have the access. Nobody else can get the access. So what it will do, it will protect the data that I am sharing, or the someone from the IT who is sharing the data. So encryption is important. So think of it WhatsApp. The end-to-end encryption that WhatsApp provides, only you will have access to that message. Like if I'm sending a message to someone else, only those two people can have access to that data. Not even WhatsApp can have that access. So we need that kind of security for everything, not only messages, but all the data. So that's where these encryption methods provide a lot of security from the data breaches and theft. Let's go to MFA. That is like multi-factor authentication and zero trust. So why I'm putting much emphasis on these two, let's talk about that. Multi-factor authentication ensures even if your password is compromised, attackers can't gain access without a second factor like OTP. So think of it like you are having your Gmail account password got compromised and someone is trying to log in. So if you have enabled the MFA, what will happen, as soon as someone will try to log in, Google will check and send you an OTP or to your mobile or a different email. In that way, I think the attacker will not be able to take access to your Gmail account, or I'm just giving an example, or anything else. So I think that's when the multi-factor authentication really helps, and this drastically reduces the success rate of phishing based attack. So that's why I think we need to secure all our like online social media apps with the multi-factor authentication, because if somebody gets your password, they won't be able to gain your access to your photos, your account password, everything. So that's where I think it's really important. And next is zero trust architecture. This zero trust architecture is like it goes further by assuming no one or device is automatically trusted. So if you using that architecture, like no device, whether you are logged into even your phone, it will ask for your OTP. It will not trust whether, oh, is your device or you are on the corporate network. Everywhere, everyone must be verified, and and access is restricted to the minimum when used together. So I think if these are implemented across the board, whether it's like on corporate network or working remotely, or you are using for your personal usage, if these are implemented, I think it reduces the chance of the attacker to gain the access of your data or phishing. So I think that's why it's very important to use these encryption and these MFA and zero trust architecture. Let's go to the next page, please. Access control framework. So access control is like the cornerstone of cybersecurity. So it determines like who will get the access of what under what condition. So like in this case, like not everyone will have access. Only, so think of it like the prod databases. So if you are working for a company that manages the databases, so no one will have access. So only few people, and that will be role based driven. So like you can create a role, so only those people will get access to all those who have that role, and that role will be determined by your peer, your manager, and it requires multiple level approvals. In that way, like we can call it role based access control, RBAC, where permissions are tied to a job roles. So think of it, database access will be given to only database engineer, or something like that. So while simple, it can be too rigid for complex organization. So that's why I think access control frameworks are really important. Also, next one is like attribute based access control for dynamic policies. So it comes in, it's more dynamic, granting access based on the multiple attributes such as user role, device type, location, or even time of the day. So what it does, like, think of it like I work from 9 to 5 and I work from a certain location and I have certain roles. So what it does, it will like continuously. So if I'm trying to work from a different location or at a different time zone, so what it will check, it will check, okay, this is not a regular pattern, so this will trigger a notification. And if I'm trying to access, it will not let me access that data. So I think this has been really helpful by the use of AI monitoring and for access control framework. So in at least in my org, I think everything is like monitor using AI. And if I am working from this location, if I go and try to log in from a certain location that is not in particular geolocation, my system get logged and I will not have access to the system until I will call the IT system and prove that hey, it's me and I have like valid reason to access that system from that particular location. So I think those kind of monitoring helps a lot in like reducing the data leaks or someone else gaining the access. Okay, and at the foundation of the principle of least privilege, and that is like which ensures user only get the minimum access they need to perform their task. So I think we talked about data minimization for users, that as a company you have to take minimum data that is needed. Similar concept is used here. So any user will get a limit minimum access that is required for that user to perform their duties. They should not get more access that is not needed for their task. So in that case, I think that will help in case their account gets hacked or compromised. So this will save the data. Or finally, the separation of duties. The separation of duties prevents fraud and misuse by ensuring no single individual has excessive or conflicting powers. So what I'm trying to say is like one person should not have the super access, like that person can do everything. I think the roles should be divided. So one person should have limited access, other person should have. So in that case, if access or role of one person gets compromised, it cannot perform all the duties. So it will need another one. So that's why I think these concepts are really helping these organizations trying to prevent the misuse that is happening. Let's go to next slide, please. Okay. Incident response playbooks. Even though we are trying to do everything, incident do happen. And when incident do happen, how we are going to manage that? So I think these playbooks provide like step-by-step guide for handling cyber incident efficiently and consistently. The typical flow will be detect the problem, contain the problem, eradicate it, and then recover and review. Each stage ensures organization minimum damage and speed of recovery. So I think each organization should have a playbook well defined. So whenever something like happen, we know what is the procedure, how we can try to detect, contain, and the so we don't. So because if there is no playbook, people will try to follow some random pattern, and that will not help. So also, it's not just the playbook. Teams must practice through table stop exercises. So what I mean by table stop is you have to simulate the real attacks. What will happen if something like this attack happens, and are your team ready to identify the gaps and clearly define roles are essential. So I think those kind of testings, performance. That's why performance testing or security testing are important, because they are going to simulate these kind of real issues that might happen in the real world, and they will make the team ready. The SOC and IT teams handle detection and containment. So these are the 5 steps that we talked about, but each step has an individual team that those are responsible. So like IT teams or security audit team, they are responsible for handling detection and containment. And once they handle the detection, it will go to legal and PR to manage the regulatory disclosures and public communication. So finally, every incident should end with a post incident review. I think that is very important, because once the incident is complete, I think we need to know the RCA, what is the root cause analysis, and that will have like why this incident happened, what was the reason, what we did to stop it, and what we did so that this kind of incident will not happen in future. So I think these kind of RCAs are really important so that similar kind of incident will never happen again. And we take our learning from that. Let's go to the next slide, please. Okay, checklist. So these are the 10 checklists that I got. So I think encrypt all sensitive data, that is really important. Use MFA everywhere. Regular audits and monitoring are really important, because if you keep doing regular audits on monitoring, you will find the issues that your system has. Zero trust architecture is really important, because it will give you a sense that no system has access indefinitely. So whatever system or X person who is trying to log in, they need to provide all the credentials again. So that is really important. A strong vendor management, that is also important, because no matter how much things you are doing in your company, if you have a vendor management, that needs to be also follow the same practice, because if they are not following, because they will have access to your system, that needs to be, they can leak some issues. So that is also very important. Employee scrutiny, security training, that compliance training should happen every year, so that employ all the employees who are like part of the organization, they should know what are the things they need to worry, because they keep, we as a human being, we are in the habit of forgetting everything. So we should keep doing that. Incident response planning, that I think we talked about, what happens when any incident happens, how we can plan it. Embedded privacy by design, yeah, so I think we should include privacy by design. So like we talked about data minimization, so we take only data and privacy, make sure that we are respecting the privacy of the customer and system. Continuous compliance check, that is really important. We keep doing compliance check and monitoring the system, so that we don't find anything when it happened, rather than we are trying to be preventive rather than reactive. Excuse me. And last but not the least, leverage AI for detection. I think AI has been a game changer in a good way and bad way also. So AI keeps monitoring your system 24/7, and in case it sees anything that is not natural, immediately it will trigger the system, and then you can take a look. So in this way, I think we as a human being who is on the support, they don't have to keep an eye for the alerts 24/7. That's AI for you. Uh, let's use next few more slides for how we can use AI to help us in the cybersecurity. Can we go to the next slide, please? Okay. Okay. I think I changed some slides later. So once this PPT is over, I will share the updated slide in case anyone wants to take a look. Okay, so AI in the modern SOC. So I think what I mean by SOC is like security operation centers. I think every company has a security operation centers that like consist of so many engineers or ops folks who like keeps on the eyeing for alerts. So I think they, because there are so many alerts, people get drowned in the alerts. So many of them, and you can see 80 to 80 90% are like false positive. So what I mean by false positive, they are like not real threats. So that's where I think AI is transforming the cybersecurity operations. So what AI can do, it can analyze millions of logs per second, filtering out noise and surfacing the real threats, which drastically reduces analyst fatigue. So think of it, use case where an analyst used to get 1000 emails every day. Now they are getting 20 emails. So now they don't have to go through all those emails, but they have enough time to focus on 20 email and put more effort to reduce the fatigue, because they will be tired. Anyone can get tired using those emails, and so they will get more time to analyze and find out what the issues is. Also, I think AI, we can use AI for automated like correction. AI links together suspicious signal from different system, revealing attack chains and might otherwise be go unnoticed. So because AI keep monitoring like 24 by 7, and it can keep checking, okay, like I said, if any system gets logged in from different location, anyone is doing like that is not natural, they keeps all the data, so they keep monitoring, and they can, and that's the, I think the key, because so much data is already available. So that's why I think we can provide better prompts, we can create our LLMs with a better models, and that they can use, we can use that system for the faster response, automated correction, and scalability also. So the result is like faster times. AI helps triage. So any issue happen, just AI will go and find out what might be the reason for the triage, because it will have access to so much of the. I think we are over time, so just wanted to check if I can continue or what's the process. Uh,
Sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir. Any issue?
No, no, I was just checking like because we are over time.
Yeah,
Can I
it's a
continue
time is
or
it's a Indian time is a 9 o'clock. So the time is over, and the second slot time is 7:30 to 9. So the time is
okay?
the question answer, sir.
Okay,
Please conclude. Please conclude the session.
all right. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I should have gone more faster, but
I
yeah, I
have
think
I
the
have
key,
some question. I have some question also in
yeah.
my
Let
chat
me
box raised by the
let me conclude,
participant.
and then we can take questions.
Okay. Okay. Great.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, I think the key takeaways will be the cyber security and privacy are board level concern. So not only IT, and use of AI enhances detection, prevention, and compliance. So I think that has been a game changer. And resilient businesses invest in future-proof defenses. What I mean by that, all the businesses who know that they are like, if they don't put much focus on the cyber security, they will go out of business. So that's why they are trying to put more effort in the cyber security, so that they can invest and protect the data, so that they can provide a better service to the customer, and they can also save themselves from the fines and reputation damage. And the call of action will be, I think there are three: embed privacy and security into every process. I think that is really important, that whatever the process that we are building, we embed privacy and security, and make sure that we are following it correctly. And what is the leverage that we have? I think with the evolution of AI, the attackers are using it, so we have to be one step ahead of them. So we have to use AI more rapidly and integrate our system with AI, artificial intelligence, because that is really fast and it helps us a lot. And I think we couldn't talk about quantum computing, because quantum will be a game changer once. I think it's still in the initial phase, but once the quantum and AI will mix, I think they are going to be the game changer, because if the attackers will use quantum, they can break any encryption. So we have to use AI plus quantum very securely, so that we can protect the customer data. As a company, we can protect our brand, and we can make sure that these policies are being used on by all the businesses. So I am concluding my session. Yeah, I know few slides have not been discussed, but I will share the latest PPT that I have created, and in case anyone have any questions, we can talk here, and also you can hit me up in the LinkedIn if you want. Thank you. All right. What was the question? What are the key cybersecurity risks organizations face while storing and processing customer data? I think the main thing is that as a company, if I'm storing so much customer data, there is a risk that when the leak happens or damage happens, the company may lose all those data. That's why the concept of data minimization came into picture, that every organization should use the customer data more proactively. They don't store all the data, because if you are storing all the data that you don't need, when anything like that happens, it will be like problematic for you, because you will have to pay for the fines, and you will lose the customer trust also. So the main important, and also take the consent. So don't repurpose the data. As a company, if you are taking my consent, okay, that I'm going to use your data for this purpose, don't try to reuse or sell the customer data for something else. I think that's one of the important part. uh, there are more questions, I guess. Any tips on becoming cyber hygiene? I think, yeah, definitely there are. So not only tips, I think we as a human being have to follow. Like, don't just, I think, don't trust anyone. So because nowadays in the social media era, we keep getting messages or links from our friends, even though we don't trust, we trust them. We don't know what they are saying, because they also don't know. So some links get forwarded every day, and don't click on anything that you don't know. Don't trust anyone. Like I said, the companies are following the zero trust architecture. I think as a user, as a consumer, we have to not trust anyone, and don't click on anything that you don't know. Plus, use the MFA, like I said, multi-factor authentication, and enable all your system, your machine, your accounts, so that in case someone gets access to your data or your password, they cannot like log you out and use your data. So those things are, I think, really important. And with things are evolving, I think we have to be very vigilant. If you are vigilant, then only I think you can save yourself and protect yourself. Because with the AI into picture, they are like creating so much content that you will see, okay, this data looks real. Even because I work in a company, sometime I see similar kind of data is coming, and that is fake. So for consumer, it's very difficult to find out from the content. So don't, I think I will put more emphasis, don't trust anything that you are getting online. So you need to be more careful. I think that's when we can save ourselves. How we trust AI? I think we cannot trust everyone, but if you are trusting AI, I think use the secured. So like use the secure channels, like, because I'm using Chat GPT Pro, and don't trust even AI, because AI is still learning. AI learn from the data we share it to them. So how Google is, or all the big companies are using these AIs, because they are getting the data from us, and based on that they are training the AI models. So based on that, AI is giving us result. So we cannot trust anyone, but AI help us in monitoring our system. Like I said, right? So as we cannot keep our system monitor, like if your Google account or a mobile, you can just turn on the settings. Like if it is being logged in from some different geolocation, or the password is entered multiple times, it will go locked, or you will get immediate notification that someone is using, and someone asks like how we can protect our financial data. I think the most important part is don't share your financial data with anyone who is claiming to be like we get this regular guidelines from everyone, right? So don't share your data, and like your bank or your app that you are using, always like secure it with them with multiple pass and keep changing. So think of it like don't use like random pattern in the password generation like AB, because we use so much random in password because it's easy for us to remember. So don't use random patterns, don't share the data. Some message come to increase their limits of creditors card. Is it safe to click given link? I don't think we need to click on any link until it is from a genuine resource. And sometimes we get so much, what do you call, so many requests, and the person is claiming that they are from certain banks, certain credit card company, but you don't know whether that customer is from. So that's why I think these, what do you call, that's why these banks or financial organization of fintech, they are trying to make sure every user is aware. And if you think someone is claiming to be from that part, don't share the sensitive information. Name is fine, like, because if someone is trying to take advantage of your data, they will try to ask for sensitive information that they may not have access to. And links, I think links are the one that if you click, they can get access to that. So don't click. Also, I think with this, if you see the companies, they are using these AI to predict. So phone numbers, I think we used to get so many messages from the different numbers, and so if you are keeping them as a spoof, those numbers are going to be in a scam call, and once you get a call, they call it scam call. So I think that is one of the thing. It is evolving, but yeah, it will take time. So what I would suggest is don't say, I think don't trust anyone. That's the most important part. Digital platform, PM Kisan. In digital, we are
EVM
finding.
data is theft or not? The one
I
question is,
mean, sorry.
uh, one participant raised EVM data is theft or not? I think it is not platform to discuss the EVM data is theft
It
or
is
not.
not a platform to discuss, but there is no proof. I think what the from the studies that we have found, it's not. But I think we are here to discuss cyber security and AI. So let's not
Yeah.
let's not discuss the political things here.
Uh,
Yes, Rahul.
it's a great time to spend with you. It's a more than uh,
That
1.5 hour.
Dr. Manmohan
Listen,
sir, am I?
yeah,
Can I
please,
speak, sir, for 30 seconds, sir?
yes,
Please.
Rahul, please.
Uh,
Rahul is my classmate from my engineering days. So
I know.
Pushpen, sir, it was a very great pleasure to have you over here in our FDP, and whatever shared with us and the knowledge you shared with us, it was so great. And you find out the time that was that was we cannot express in our words. No, you are lagging. You are in US, and that there is a time lag of around 12 hours, and you find time for us, and that was a great from our side, and we really no was pleasure and honor to have you over here.
honor is always mine.
And
And I think
there was, that
I
is the
think
maximum questions being asked by a presenter. No, that is also because you are my friend. Also, you are very smart. Also, and the knowledge you are having. So
no,
maximum
no,
questions were asked by you. It was a great time spent with you in 2004, which we spent together. So I just requested Dr. Manmohan sir to please give me 30 seconds. So I took my 30 seconds for you, and it was so great to see you and listen to you.
thank you, Rahul.
Thank you,
And
Rahul.
I think I know the video calls can be like difficult to explain things. So I think next time when I'm in India, definitely I will try to visit the college and talk to you guys.
Sure, sir. Sure. Uh, Thank you, Pushpen sir. Kirti ma'am, please, now it's your time for vote of thanks.
Okay, sir.
Please
Sir,
unmute
am
your.
I audible?
Yeah, please.
Okay. So, very good evening, sir. Pushpendra, sir. On behalf of the United Institute of Management, Pragraj, and the organizing committee, I take great pride in extending my heartfelt thanks to our distinguished guest speaker, Mr. Pushpendra Singh, sir. It was such an engaging and educational session. Your talk about rights, user rights, and multi-factor authentication and zero trust were especially timely and also relevant. So thank you so much for your time, your insights, and your willingness to share your knowledge with us. It was a privilege to learn from someone who thrives on solving complex IT challenges and leading teams toward valuable contributors. We look forward to future opportunities for collaboration and learning from your expertise. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for having me. It was really great pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Namaskar, sir.
Namaskar.
Now, it was a very productive day indeed. Today, we learned that trust is the currency of the digital age and how to protect and nurture a brand's image in a transparent world. It's hard to believe that we are already at the penultimate day of our FDP. So please join us tomorrow for the last time. Thank you so much and good night.
Thank you so much, Kirti ma'am.